this is Russ. Yeah, I'm back out on the road again. So what am I riding today? Well, same thing as we rode last time. The Magicycle Ocelot Pro. Now, I had full intention of taking another bike out today, but I had some things I wanted to tell you about Magicycle. So I figured it was probably appropriate to take out a Magicycle bike, and since I just recently charged this up from the last time, it's got full battery power, I figured, well, I guess we'll take the Ocelot Pro out again. That's how it works. The problem with when you have other bikes available, you can't keep them all really 100% charged up all the time. And so some of the bikes I haven't even taken out yet. So since the winter months and things. So anyways, I have a big truck behind me. He wants to turn, but he can't turn because I'm standing right in the middle of the way for him. So he's gonna have to wait. Sadly, hopefully he's moving up enough. He's gonna trigger the sensor for us behind us. So yeah, he's gonna have to wait. It's okay. It's about ready to turn right now anyway. Yeah, there we go. All right, so so what's the big news? Well, I got an email this morning from my contact at Magicycle. She does a good job, by the way. I really like her. She does a really good job. I've gone through several people who handle the influencers at Magicycle. And so, yeah, I think she's the fourth one already. That's quite a few. I don't know what it is, but she does a good job. So thank you very much to her. I appreciate it. Anyway, she sent me an email and just says, "What do you think of this?" So I took a look at it, and yeah, sure enough, there's a new Magicycle bike coming. Yeah, which means that'll be 4 bikes coming. I got rid of 2 bikes. Thought I would have 3. Now we got 4. But this one's going to be a little bit of a while. It's still heading towards the United States, and of course, once it gets to the U.S. Warehouse, then they will ship one out to me. And I requested this bike in dawn yellow. There was a time when I told them, hey, these bikes for us senior citizen people, we may want more muted colors. Yeah, I wasn't quite 100% correct there, but Russ is never wrong. I told you guys that. I said, yeah, send me like white, black, gray, whatever. No, I've gotten used to the colors now. It all started out with the Magicycle Deer. They sent that to me in green. Remember that? And I told them they need to name it neon green, and that's what they did. So yeah, so the neon green Magicycle Deer was my first non-white, black, or gray bike. And I didn't like it at first. I kind of kept thinking, it's like a kid's color, and I kind of like that bike. I like that color now. Yeah, and then other brands started sending me bikes, and we got a bunch of blue bikes. Remember that? Yeah, so the colors are starting to come in for me. So this time around, I requested dawn yellow. Now, you might be thinking, well, tell us what the bike is. You haven't said anything about it. All you've been telling us is everything else. That's true. All right, I'm going to go up this sidewalk here. I do the sidewalk over here because I'm just going to the parking lot entrance, and if I had to go over there to that side of the road and then cut across again, it makes no sense. It's not safe. That would be my explanation if a cop ever stopped me. I would just say, look, I'm only going over here. So what is this bike? Well, let me say this, okay. When the Deer first came out, remember they sent that stuff to us early. I got one of the very first production models that came out, and we were told, hey, don't say anything, don't release the video yet. We're gonna do a whole big announcement thing with this bike, and they did. They had a special event and everything. So, but that was like beginning of January. I mean, first off, who's going to be able to go out riding when you got snow and everything and cold weather? I says, I'm lucky if I even get out with this bike. But luckily, we had a little break, and I was able to get out on the bike at about 50 degrees and did a ride. And as we know, the winter continued to happen here in the Chicago area, and we had snow and everything. The weather was terrible. So I really have not had much time on the deer. I mean, if you look back on the videos, I haven't taken it out that much, and even now I still haven't taken it because I want to give the other bikes some ride time too. But soon, I'll take the deer out soon. Okay. So that was the first color bike, and I think some of the comments were, it's big, it's heavy, it's expensive. Magicycle told me, first off, she asked me, she says, what's your favorite Magicycle bike? And I told her the same thing. I can't answer that question. I can't even give them a straight answer. How do you like that? I says, I can't answer that question. I says, some of the bikes do well on certain things. Some of the bikes don't do so well on certain things. So I told her I like it. I like this bike for this. I like that bike for that. So they have not come out with a bad bike at all, in my opinion. Every single bike that they've come out with had some value to it. And so I keep them all. It's the one brand that I literally hang on to every bike that they give me, and I ride them. This is the one thing that's good, when people give me bikes. If they give me that second battery, I can go farther. Otherwise, we're kind of stuck in the same areas because, I'll run out of power and I can't go as far. And most of my rides, one bird's attacking the other bird or doing something to the other bird that we may not want to be able to see. And so anyway, they have not come out with anything bad, and I kept them all. In fact, we even have 2 Jaguar Rundies, one for me and one for Mrs. Wright. Okay, so you're thinking, okay, well, say what the new bike is, okay? Well, the complaint with the deer for some people, it's too big, it's too heavy, it's too expensive. Okay, well, they can't do anything about the expensive part, and the cost is the cost. They do their best. Morning. They do their best to come up with things that they think people will be able to buy at a price that they can build it at and price it at, because they want to be competitive. It's not like, they overprice these things because they just want to make a lot of money. They don't. I think they actually look at the market and figure out what people can afford to do based on the design that they made and everything. So she told me, she says the Ocelot Pro has been one of their #1 sellers. Yeah, I think it's gone better than maybe even the Cruiser at this point. So it seems like a lot of people like the 20-inch wheel step through type designs. I'm going to pull off over here. I'm going to show you the Ocelot Pro here since we're talking about it. All right, let's get off the bike. Let's swing the bike around. We always put it over here, right? Okay, here. Straighten it out. Yeah, there we go. Put it down. Okay, let's take a look at this thing. So here's the Ocelot Pro. It's a nice bike. Yeah, it's small enough, it's compact enough, depending on how high you set that seat post. I think they claim people from 4'10" through 6 foot something, 1, 2, I don't know, whatever it is, can ride this bike because the seat post goes pretty high. So yeah, it's been a hot seller for them. Then the deer comes along, and they go, yeah, that's kind of nice. Full suspension bike, front suspension, rear suspension. Why not make a 20-inch version of that? So yeah, the new Deer Mini is coming out. You know what it kind of reminds me of? It kind of reminds me of the Ocelot Pro with a suspension, but kind of looks like the Deer. Think of it that way, okay? Now, I wasn't going to announce anything today because I figured, hey, they sent me the email today. They usually tell me in advance. Well, they already sent an email out to everybody. I got that email as well, and it says, hey, you can pre-order your bikes. I think they have it for like $200 off, something like that. So the price of the bike essentially is the price of what the deer would cost. Okay, like I said, they have to charge what they have to charge based on how the bike is designed and made and everything. So yeah, if you like the concept of the deer but don't like the concept of 26-inch wheel and a super heavy weight, a lot of people were saying it's pretty heavy. What is that thing, like 93 pounds, something like that? Well, this one's like 83 pounds because the size of the wheels are 20-inch instead of 26-inch. And then, you know, the weight of the metal is a little bit less as the stature of the bike is a little bit less. So it dropped to 10 pounds. It's like 83 pounds instead of 93 pounds, something like that. Go on the website, take a look at it. I think you'll find it there. Or if you got an email, it'll link you there. It may not be actually directly on the website, but the email will tell you where to go to see it. So, so anyways, I figured I'd ride the Ocelot Pro again in celebration of the new bike that's coming. Okay. Now, Russ, are you going to get rid of any of your Magicycle bikes since you have so many bikes coming in? And the answer is no. I don't sell off my Magicycle bikes. I told you guys that. I have all of their bikes, and I'm planning on keeping them too. Unless they drop a model and whatever, then I might sell off a Magicycle bike at that point. But no, I keep them because I ride them. I can't ride them and show you the bike if I get rid of the bike, right? So yeah, no, I'm not going to get rid of them. I'm keeping them all. So that's the big news. Yeah, Dawn Yellow. It'll be coming out in yellow for me. I think the colors are, what did they say they had? White, Dawn Yellow, and Space Gray. It's kind of a darker gray, okay? But, no, I figured let's get something with color. Yeah, so then we'll have a green deer and a yellow deer mini. All right, well, what about all the specs? Yeah, go take a look at it yourself. I didn't memorize it all, but essentially it's the specs of the deer, but in a smaller size. Yeah. So high torque, what is that thing, like 96 Newton meters or something like that, right? You can unlock it to 28 miles per hour. I got this one up to 27.5 miles per hour yesterday. So, yeah. It'll come out as a Class 2 initially. You know, it'll be set up for 20 miles per hour typically. But you could unlock it to 28 miles per hour if you want. I want. So that's what I do. Oh, by the way, I changed out the phone mount on this thing. I had one of the other Lamical models for cell phone mounts on here yesterday. I kept noticing it kept leaning down. It's because I couldn't get the thing to tighten up well enough. So I switched it to their BP09, which I really like. It's kind of a half mount thing with a flip switch thing here. So yeah, that's been the easiest one, and I usually just transfer it from bike to bike. So I took it off of one of the other bikes and put it on this one for this ride, and then when I go out on the other bikes, then I'll just transfer again to the other bikes. Certain things you can transfer easily, cell phone mounts being one of them. Mirrors, not so much, because you gotta get the screwdriver out and all that type of thing to get it to remount. It's too much of a headache. So I usually put a mirror on there per bike rather than trying to switch it all the time. That'd be a little too much. Not so with cell phone mounts, I can move that around. So where are we headed today? Well, I figured we'd do the bike path. It's not a weekend, so I figured there'd be less people out there. Alright, we'll have to hit these guys with the bell, just so that they know that I'm here. Thank you. So far, the Ocelot Pro has still been the king of the hill, going over the hill test. No bike has outdone it yet. I mean, some come really close. I mean, you're talking point something miles an hour. It's so minute sometimes that it's essentially the same thing, really, you know. Yeah, we'll be coming up to the hill test again. I'm not going to do the hill test again. We already know what it does. 12.3 miles per hour going over the hill. And that's just throttle only. But, you know, if you pedal it and throttle it, you're going to get a lot more. So what's the weather now? Well, today is a little bit cooler than yesterday. And since what time is it now? 8:35. Since I got out here earlier today. There's a picture of me right there. Let me get rid of this notification here. Clear. There you go. There's a picture of me right there. Since I got out here earlier, it's 69 degrees right now. Yeah, definitely my type of weather for riding. It's my absolute best weather is 70-degree weather. Now I have my black UV protection shirt on. I forgot to put on the sunscreen. I don't really like putting that stuff on. It's just too greasy. I don't feel too bad about not doing it, but Mrs. Wright says you got to put it on. You're getting darker. Yeah, it's true. Funny thing is that the guy who traded his guitar for my Engwe bike, he said, the first thing he says, "You are darker." Now, he's never seen me before, but I guess he kind of figured, yeah, Chinese guy, he can't be too dark. Yeah, well, kind of surprised him, I think. So yeah, I am getting darker, no doubt. All right, we usually do the hill test over here, right? So we usually throttle from a dead stop. So, we'll throttle from a dead stop, but we won't pedal. Let's pedal it up too. We'll add a pedaling along with the throttling. Where are we at? Let's see, full blast going up this thing. We hit 15.3 miles per hour versus 12.3. So we gain 3 miles per hour if you help it along. If you don't go from a dead stop and then you're also pedaling while you're throttling. Now, 3 miles per hour doesn't sound like a whole lot of anything, but yeah, it makes a difference when you're going up a hill. All right, so the lady saw me, so we don't need to hit him with the bell. Morning. So yeah, so that's the big news for Magicycle. Yeah, Deer Mini. I think that's going to be an exciting product for them. If the Ocelot Pro is doing as well as they say compared to the other bikes, the Deer Mini should be a good one for them, I think, because it'll maintain that 20-inch wheel. It'll be a step-through design. It comes with the rear rack and fenders. At least that's what I saw on the website. So I imagine that it probably would come with the the fenders and the rear rack. I will probably add a front basket to it. I think I still have one downstairs in the basement. I think they sent me one too many. I think I still have one. So if I do, I'll put that on there. If I don't, then I will request one from them. And I'm going to have to request some mirrors again. I'm going to request another mirror from them for that bike. Cell phone mount, I can move it around. I don't need to ask for one. Maybe I'll ask for one of theirs. We'll see. We'll see what happens. So that new bike has cruise control as well. This one does too. But I think people were telling me that the new displays have an option to shut off cruise control. These that I have here do not have that option currently. Because it is an older version of the bike. I usually get the bikes before the general public gets it, and so I usually get first run bikes. So if they change the display, on your left, I'm gonna have to change out this particular bell. I think this bell is not doing as well as the other bells. Doesn't seem loud enough. I'm gonna replace this one. I was gonna do it the other day and I totally forgot to do it. So with this Ocelot Pro, I added a handlebar extender, as you notice here, because this handlebar is kind of like a BMX style handlebar, and so there's not a whole lot of room to mount things on it. So I put a handlebar extender there so that I would be able to mount an external light, which I don't have on here right now, and then mount the cell phone mounts as well. So it makes it easier. They sell all that stuff too. You can go to Magicycle's site and buy handlebar extenders from them, or get them on Amazon, or get, wherever you get your accessories from. A lot of people like supporting the company that they buy it from, or where they buy their bike. So Magicycle and other companies will also sell products as well, besides their own bikes. All right, let's make sure we're clear here, and we are. Morning. Let's just hit make our life easier. Yeah, they're nice. They're nice. They're big and heavy compared to your bike. Oh, we got the light. Okay. Works out good. I'm going to pass you. All right. Have a good day. So anyway, yeah, he asked me how I like my bike. And his is a really nice non-electric bike. That thing is really thin. The tubing was super thin on it. Sorry, I got to bend down again. They still haven't cut that branch off. So yeah, it's nice and thin. So the weight of the bike is really low. So even though he's pedaling, it's a lot easier for him to pedal. All right, so it seems like they striped this this pathway here now. So they set it up for bikes. Looks like they're not allowing cars to come down this road. That's why they've changed the layout of it. Now, I don't know whether they've gone all the way down, so I'm going to take the shortcut again to get across. Shortcut is over here. It looks like they have painted it all the way through, but again, I don't know if they finished it all up or not. So we're not going to chance it. We'll give them some time to finish everything. I hear construction guys or something. No, it's a guy cutting grass. I thought that maybe they're still constructing over there. I do see some construction stuff going on. So yeah, they haven't finished that yet. In time, I guess. So in the meantime, if we take the path here, we have to cut through the shortcut. Shortcut is definitely designed for bikes. It's not designed for cars to come through. But you notice they haven't really restriped this yet. They restriped that new area, but they really got to redo this area too. It's really faint, so you can't see it. And because of that, I'm all over the road usually. I don't usually stay within my lane. But if you have enough bikes coming through, you better stay on the right-hand side. All right, so we're going to come up again to the area I always say that they really need a stoplight. It's not too safe for us to cross, but they're doing all this. Let's see if they do one more thing and add a little stop thing for us. All they need is one that you push a button when you're here, and then it stops the traffic for that short time. I'm going to move over here. The leaves are sticking out too much again. And we're not going to make it. See, there's cars that come out of nowhere. You can't really see it until it's too late. So I had to hit the brakes. I was going to cross, and I saw them at the last minute, and I said, nope, we're not going to make that. Actually, that was the fastest I ever crossed through there because there was no cars at the time, except for that one. So yeah, it's a nice day. This is the best time of day to go riding. 70-degree weather, can't beat it. Cannot beat it. It's cold enough that, or cool enough I should say, that you feel comfortable riding. It's not hot. And of course as you ride, the breeze hits you. So yeah, it's the perfect riding weather for me. Sometimes if you hear me mispronounce things, it's because I can't hear myself talking. And a lot of times when you can't hear yourself talking, you tend to not enunciate properly. And here he is. What's up, man?
How you been, bud?
I haven't seen you in a while.
Oh yeah, I've been out and around, but I got a new place up in Wisconsin, so I go up there a lot.
Okay. Yeah, good to see you.
Yeah, good to see you too.
Yeah.
See you out there still doing
I'm still doing the thing.
All right, man.
Have a good one. Yeah, that's my buddy. He, I see him walking around all the time. I've seen him for the last couple years, and haven't seen him at all this year. But like I said, he's got a new place up in Wisconsin, so he's kind of spending time up there too. Nice, yeah. Glad to see him. Yeah, there's some people that I run into all the time while I'm on the paths, and he's one of them. I noticed him from the very first time I got an e-bike, and I just saw him every single day. He just kept walking all the time. So while he's getting his exercise, I'm riding a bike. So yeah, well, good. There was an older lady that used to walk the paths around here too. I used to see her all the time, and we'd say hello as well. I haven't seen her in a while either. Now the thing is, I know that he walks early in the mornings, and I haven't been going out early in the morning yet. Let's see, it's 8:46 right now. But he walks this whole thing. Yeah, I got to give him credit. He does keep himself in shape that way. Anyway, sometimes when we come out here early in the morning, we see deer. Yeah, they'll be hopping around and eating stuff, and they're not too afraid of the people because I think they're used to seeing people out here. But you know, as you approach, they'll move on. They'll hop away. But have not seen any here. Seen turtles out here. You know, there's like little marsh areas here, and turtles kind of cross. I've seen snakes out here. Yeah, I don't like seeing the snakes, but it is interesting to see them, I guess. But yeah, they're about maybe foot and a half long, black snakes, maybe inch thick, something like that. I don't know what kind of snakes they are. So anyway, yeah, fun times, you know. Fun times out on the deer path. Yeah, we get deer. I haven't seen any yet. But yeah, early in the morning is when people come out and they do their daily walk. You know, nobody wants to be out in the hot sun. People would rather be cooler, right? So yeah, if you get out early enough, sometimes if it's too early, it's too cold. In which case, then it's not something I want to do either. I mean, I could do it. I've ridden. I said 50 degrees is probably the lowest I would ride in. Anything lower than 50, I don't feel too good. You have to really bundle up too, even at 50. I think today weather should get to about 80, maybe something like that. It won't be as hot today. So when I'm done with this ride, I will probably go ahead and take the other bike out as well. Do a second ride, and the reason is because, like I said, I am still waiting for things from FedEx to show up. I gotta be home when that happens. Today, nothing is planned to be delivered, so I figured I have at least one day I could put in a couple of rides. Maybe I can put in a couple of rides and make a couple of videos on the same day. Otherwise, it's forced to use an older video and just do a voiceover studio shot of me. Nobody wants to see me. You'd rather see the ride, right? And you want to see a new one. Now, these areas are not new to you guys. I mean, we've done this a lot, but still, it's new topics, things to talk about. Now, somebody mentioned that, you know, if the audio is bad, it's hard to watch the video. That is true. So no matter how good your video looks, you know, you got good scenery in there, scenery and everything. If your audio sound is bad, no one's going to want to watch it. If your topics that you talk about is boring, no one's going to want to watch it. So yeah, you've got to come up with things to talk about, and you know, make sure your audio sounds good. Now, I'm still collecting your questions so that we can do a video about questions again. So yeah, if you didn't put it in on the last video, put it in on this one. Send me your questions, and then I'll try to answer the questions again. It's bound to be some new questions, maybe things have come up that you've noticed. You want to see what my take is on it. Now, those type of things is just my opinion. I mean, not that I'm right or wrong, but Russ is always right. I told you guys that. But it is just my opinion, right? Somebody mentioned too that, you know, we should stop talking about like battery fires. It's like, think about how many bikes there are in the world compared to the 1 or 2 fires that happen. Yeah, that's true. It's a lot less than the quantity of bikes that are actually riding. So if we stop talking about it, then it won't be such a big deal. But we do talk about it because, you know, it's news. It's something that's different, right? And so the one thing that they said that is common is it seems like, you know, a lot of these fires happen like in New York and stuff. And that's because they said that a lot of the delivery guys who use e-bikes to deliver food and things buy inexpensive bikes. They buy them inexpensive bikes from China with really cheap batteries and everything. Or they replace those batteries with different batteries, and they're not the best batteries. You know, they're trying to get the cheapest ones they can get. You know, to go to maybe like AliExpress or some other place, and they buy inexpensive batteries or inexpensive bikes, and those are the ones that get charged up a lot, and then they kind of blow up. Let's hit the button. So makes all the rest of the bikes look bad, right? Everyone's talking about the UL listings of the batteries and stuff, and that hasn't happened too much yet for many of the manufacturers. The bikes that I've got, I don't know of any of them. Maybe I think they say Velotric does it. I can't confirm that though, because of the bike that they sent me. I can't get to the battery. It's integrated into the frame. You know, it's a commuter style bike. So I don't know what that battery looks like or whatever, but one of their claims of fame is that they UL approved their batteries. So okay, I gotta take their word for it. But as far other than that, I don't think any of the other companies that I have worked with have UL approved batteries yet. I don't know whether we'll see that happen a lot or not. It's costly, you know, to get your thing UL approved, and sometimes the companies are trying to keep prices down, so they don't want to do it. I don't know. I will say that most of the bikes that I have though have quality cells. You know, they're usually like Samsungs or LGs or whatever brand of cells that they have that are name brands. But it's, you know, it's beyond just a cell. It's a matter of how do they build the battery? You know, what's their quality control in building it? I mean, if they have lousy quality control in building it, no matter how good of a battery brand you have, if it shorts out, it's going to blow up. Yeah. So you got to hope that whoever you're buying your bikes from has some quality control, right? All right, so we're cutting through the shopping center again to get back to our original areas. Hey, anyways, if you like this video, go ahead and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. We are coming close to the 15,000 mark. Yeah, Yeah, I think we have less than maybe 350 to go, something like that. Then we hit 15,000. Yeah, thank you very much. So yeah, join us with us and hit that subscribe button. Anyways, I'll talk to you guys next time.